Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Divine Speaker. If you're interested in playing the game yourself, I have links in the description as always. We're just gonna jump right in, no recaps. Stuff happened. Watch the previous parts. Or buy the game yourself. I sat across from Varys, and Fawn quickly found the spot closest to me.
So, you're on your way to Oxabor searching for a mysterious man named Caspian. I think it's time you explained yourselves to us.
Looked at Leo's, but he just shrugged. Even he thought we had no room to argue.
Okay. Leos and I, we come from a town a few days from Stagwitch. We've lived there all of our lives, but I got into some trouble and had to leave. Okay. It was more like I was expelled. Leos followed me, and we ended up traveling together. Right now, I'm on a journey to find some answers. I'm hoping that Cyne will hold a solution.
And this place, what's it called?
No point hiding it.
Aurelia Cavella.
I thought so. A mythical town secluded deep in the forest, led by the Divine Speaker.
You know about it? Have you been there?
He looked at Varys for a moment before his eyes returned to me.
No, I just have a personal interest in the place. What could you have possibly done to be kicked out, I wonder?
Here, look.
I raised my arm and pulled up my sleeve. Elran ran his fingers over the markings, examining them closely.
I was thrown out for trespassing in the Speaker's archive. I hoped to find out what this marking meant. When I was found, he wanted to have me killed. I guess I got off lucky, and I ended up cast out into the forest. I'm not sure if you know, but at the time I thought it was worse than a death sentence. I had no clue there was civilization outside of Aurelia Cavella. I still don't know what it says, but I think Caspian might know something about it. He's my last hope. Have you heard of him?
I heard that he died. That's all I know.
I have reason to believe that he fled, and is still hiding in Cyne. Soren basically confirmed this for me.
Interesting.
Cyne is a vast city like no other, but I hope you'll be able to find him.
Cyne came into the door and sat himself between Fawn and I, to Fawn's dismay. The familiar feeling of the carriage being pulled resumed, and we kept going on our way to Cyne.
Yawn! Just another day or so and we'll finally be home.
A day or so? Are you kidding me?
Aw, were you hoping for longer? Worried you'll miss me when we part ways?
More like I'm worried for your life if we're kept in an enclosed space any longer.
Guys, the trees, they're all completely red. What's going on?
We're passing through the Amaranth Forest. The trees stay red throughout the year, which most people find a little strange. I'm used to it.
Somebody better keep his cool while we pass through it.
He winked at Leos, who had a look of disgust on his face.
Excuse me? You think I'm not capable of keeping my cool? Why would it matter anyway?
He's not wrong, you know. You better be on your best behavior. There's a legend about the Amaranth. They say that an inexplicable anger takes control of people that enter, giving them an urge to kill. The angrier you become, the more likely you are to be bewitched.
Wow.
Apparently, blood from the killings that occur seep into the ground and feed the trees, and that's what made them turn red all year long. Or so they say, anyway. I certainly haven't been taken with an urge to kill, yet.
People would usually choose to go around the forest, even with the delay it causes.
It's faster this way. I'm sure we'll be fine.
Oh, great. That doesn't actually give me confidence.
The faster that Nox and Soren can get some help, the better, even despite the risks.
Is it actually true? Do a lot of people die here?
At the very least, I can sense the lingering essence of many souls in these woods. That's not to say that the legend is true, however.
That's a little scary. Without warning, Cyne wrapped an arm around my shoulder and pulled me in close to him.
Are you scared? Don't worry, I travel through here all the time, and I'm completely fine.
Others would say differently.
Completely fine? You? Hilarious.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Get off of him.
Bleh, make me.
I love him so much.
Do you really want me to come over there?
Leos, calm down.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Are you bad with instructions or just an idiot? You just got told to keep calm.
I'm perfectly calm.
Just suppress your jealousy for one night. I'm sure if you ask really, really nicely, you can wrap your arms around him next time.
He's not wrong. I'm pretty sure Rean is all for the hugs.
What? Why would I want to do that?
Oh, you blush.
You know what? Forget it. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Sleep tight.
The fading sun had left the sky long ago. It was already deep into the night. How time flies when you're having fun. Most of the others had already gone to sleep, but I couldn't. The moon was big and round in the sky, a full moon. Quietly I opened a small window and reached my hand out towards it. Even if I was far from home, we were all still under the same sky. I'm doing fine.
Ouch!
A leaf brushed my finger, leaving a thin slice down one of them. A drop of blood fell onto the forest floor. Is that good? I closed my eyes and went back in my seat, leaving the window open. The soft, cool breeze felt nice. I hope nothing bad happens. I blinked my eyes open slowly. Outside it was still dark. I mustn't have been asleep for long. Everyone else still had their eyes shut, sleeping. The gentle rock of the... Wait a second. Why have we stopped? Quietly, I opened the door and left the carriage. What? What is this? Light from the moon illuminated the area enough for me to find my way to the front of the carriage. No one sat in the driver's seat, and all 3 horses were nowhere in sight. Okay. Something moved in the corner of my vision. When I looked closer, I saw a large bird perched on a low branch. It spread its wings wide before flying off into the night. White, brown, and yellow. An eagle.
What's happened?
Cute. Sorry. I was just like, adorable.
You're awake too?
I heard you open the door and leave, so I thought I'd come check on you.
Ether, he's gone. All the horses too.
Stay here. Let me go and wake everyone up.
This isn't good. With his hand resting on the carriage, he found his way back inside and returned with the rest of the group a few moments later.
What do you mean he's gone? He wouldn't just take off.
Well, it looks to me like he left us stranded out here. Not even a single horse in sight.
Why would he just leave us here? I mean, he didn't like us, but is that enough to...
I've known him all my life. There's no way he abandoned us. Something must have happened.
Whether something happened to him or not really isn't the issue. Either way, we're still stranded out here.
What do we do?
No point sitting around waiting for him. I say we start walking now.
Another trek through a forest.
Is it far?
Walking? Probably a day and a half. Not impossible, but we do have luggage.
Leave it to me.
Elrond went back into the Elrond went back into the carriage and returned with Soren over his shoulder.
Show off.
We only need to cross the forest, and then we'll practically be at the gates of Sidcam. If I get too tired, one of you will have to carry me too.
I love him. I don't know what is wrong with me today. I'm just like, I love this man.
I wouldn't count on it.
I love everyone.
Anyway, you probably need the workout. Surprised you can stand with your scrawny little legs.
Yes.
No one else complains about my legs. In fact, I usually get complimented on how well they wrap around people.
Follow me. It's
At
still
this point,
late,
Fawn
so
is going
I
to be
say
the
we
first
walk
one
for
to
a
lose
little
it,
and
probably.
then find somewhere to set up camp for the night. Sound good?
Sound good. Camp, walk a little bit, camping, cool. Ilron and Varys walked ahead, leading us. They walked close together, but not close enough to touch. Their relationship was truly interesting. Why they started traveling together in the first place, though, who would know? A god and a human walking side by side as equals. It sounds impossible.
It's freezing tonight.
It's only going to get colder. Cyne is covered with snow for most of the year. It's like a winter wonderland.
How can you survive if it's always so cold?
We've adapted. We grow our food in greenhouses and make sure to dress warmly, pretty much. You'll have to try to get a hold of some winter clothes when you get there.
He eyed up Leos and Fawn with their midriffs.
You two especially. You'll turn into popsicles with that much skin exposed.
I already feel like I'm turning into one.
Around us, sounds could be heard in the far-off distance, quite enough to question if you truly heard them, or if it was just your imagination. It sounded like whispering, as if the trees were talking to each other. I shook my head, dismissing such thoughts. It must be the branches creaking in the wind. There was no other explanation. Nah, probably the trees are in fact talking to each other. We continued on like this for a while, with only a few spoken words between us. All of us were frozen to the core and exhausted.
Let's set up camp ahead, slightly off the road. Wouldn't want to get run over by a passing carriage in the night.
Ilron sat Soren against a tree and everyone collapsed into a heap in the undergrowth of the forest, surrounded by scarlet leaves and brambles. The moon still sat high in the sky, giving off no signs of leaving anytime soon. I've actually been clicking a lot of these. Ooh. Okay. Turn. You can read that if you want. It's basically just what we know.
Let's decide watch for the night, so there's always someone awake to keep an eye out.
An eye out for what?
For anything.
I have no clue, but I'd rather not find out.
Yo, ditto.
For now, I'm gonna go find some stuff to light a fire with. Leos?
Need my help, do ya? Fine.
It's not good to go by yourselves. The two disappeared into the tree line, leaving me with Varys, Cyne, and Fawn.
This isn't exactly where I expected to be staying the night. How will I survive sleeping like this? Oh, Fawn! You must be used to this kind of thing, right?
What?
You know, being a forest dweller, this must feel like home to you.
He frowned and looked away.
Aw, you're no fun. It's so cold. How will I even live through the night? If only I had someone to keep me warm.
If only.
You can sit closer to me if you need to.
Fawn, stop being jelly.
Fawn?
Huh? Yes, Rean?
He smiled sweetly at me. I thought I just heard him click his tongue, but I guess not.
My Rean is such a sweet, kind boy. You should be careful, you know. If you run into the wrong kind of person, you could get taken advantage of. Don't you worry. I'll keep an eye out for you.
Thanks. I've always been told I'm a little bit of a dope, but I'm trying to stop trusting people so easily.
Will that ever happen? I don't know. Character development? I don't know. It just seems like it's just such a Rean thing. Cyne leaned into me, snuggling up close.
You three seem like an interesting trio. I'm surprised you all get along so well.
Fawn would probably say something else.
Get along well? Is that what you think?
Well,
He was so quiet up until now, I almost forgot he was there. I want to talk to him properly soon. I almost feel like I have to learn more about him. It's important.
Since we have a lot of time on our hands, I wanted to ask, can you tell me more about Cyne? What's it like?
Imagine a vast city of marble and gold, with pools of water that freeze over during the cold months. Imagine a scene of tall, peaked roofs against the backdrop of snowy mountains.
it's beautiful. Especially when snow lines every walkway and kids are out building snowmen.
Have you seen it?
I forgot to mention that when I'm not in this form, I can see just fine. I'm sorry if I confused you. I lost my sight in exchange for this human body. A large price, but nothing when compared to the alternative. I've had the last few hundred years to get used to it, anyway.
Whoa.
As a bird you can see? Why wouldn't you keep that form all the time then?
I don't know. I can do more to help while I'm like this, but
Does it have to do with Ilron?
I think half the reason is that I enjoy being able to talk with
yeah.
Ilron. I've definitely spent more time in this form since we met.
You two seem really close. How long ago did you meet?
Must have been around 7 years ago now, when he was only 19.
Was he as much of a handful as he is now?
No, he was much worse.
Oh, Lord.
He was especially broody and sometimes hateful. But we've both learned a lot from each other. In a way, I feel like we've taught each other to be human.
What do you want to know?
I'm just curious about you.
Yeah, well, I'm not in the business of giving out personal information to bastards like you. Sorry.
We'll resume this conversation another time then.
Please don't.
Leos and Elrond appeared from the shadows, both with arms full of twigs and leaves, bickering. They're both carrying more than I would have thought we needed. I shook my head, forcing my laugh down. It was like a competition to the two of them. Leos wasn't used to not winning. They piled up the tinder and wood, and Elrond took a small flint out of his pocket and lit the fire. Quickly, the whole pile became alight, turning into a roaring flame. The warmth spread through my body quickly, and I could finally feel my fingers and toes again. We all gathered in close, raising our hands to the flames. All of us apart from one. Vaughn sat a small distance away against a tree.
Aren't you cold?
No, I'm warm enough over here.
Vaughn, no, come back.
I'll take watch first. Leos?
I'll go after you if I have to.
Put me somewhere in the middle.
Whatever is fine.
Well, I'll go after Leos, I'll go after Cyne, I'll go— look, I need the guide. I'm gonna not do great if I don't use it. I'll go after Cyne.
I'm happy to go after Cyne.
Well, that was easy. Varys, you can take the slot after Cabbage Patch over here.
Cabbage Patch?
Got it.
The rest of you should get some sleep while you can. There's only a few hours until sunrise.
The heat from the crackling flames was finally starting to make me feel a warm sleepiness, so I laid down by the fire and closed my eyes. Sleep found me despite the location. Good waking up. This place is beautiful though. I mean, look at it. It's so pretty. It was quiet. Completely, utterly quiet. That's not good, is everyone? Not just the camp, where most of the others were still curled up fast asleep. It was my mind too. No voice spoke to me, reaching through my empty dreams. It was like my thoughts were almost my thoughts has become blank. Wow. With a sigh, I sat up slightly. It was strange, really, how fast you can become accustomed to something. Not hearing that voice. Why did it feel so wrong? So alarming. I took a look around the camp. Elrond was asleep, not far from me, so I guess his shift must have ended. I don't think I'll be able to go back to sleep yet, so I might as well get up and stretch my legs. A shadow stood by the other side of the fire, facing away from me. Short, must be Cyne. I should surprise him as revenge for the time in Soren's mansion. Slowly, I snuck up behind him, creeping ever so slowly. 3, 2. I'm gonna get scared instead. 1.
Boo! Ah!
I think the only thing stopping him from collapsing was my 2 arms, which were wrapped around his waist.
Gotcha!
Ugh. You know,
He turned around to face me, wrapping his arms around my neck.
feeling frisky tonight, are we? You don't have to surprise me to get my attention. Just drag me off into the bushes and have your way with me already.
I'm not sure this is the time or the place.
That makes it even better. Don't you think a little scandal excites things?
Mm, well, I'm not sure. I guess it might?
I was going to come wake you soon so you could take over, but since you came early, what should we do? We'll just have to find some way to pass the time, right? Oh, what could we
Excuse me.
possibly do?
Cyne, please.
I wouldn't mind talking for a while, if you want to.
Just talking? Well, I guess we could. We can save the other stuff for later.
There's a time and a place. We both took our hands away from each other and sat down in front of the fire. It was still burning steadily, keeping us both toasty.
You know, all that stuff in Oxabor was pretty fun, right? A murder mystery that's gone on for hundreds of years, and we're the ones to crack it. Detective Cyne was on the case, so of course we worked it out easily.
Fun?
Yeah, questioning people and investigating is so cool.
I don't understand when Rean wouldn't think of it as fun. He almost died, so. Then again, unless it's like Cyne, like trying to mask whatever fear he could have possibly had. You too.
Okay, I'll admit it. It was a little crazy toward the end, and I was scared. Not just a little bit either. It was terrifying.
Look, the lighting and these two and like the colorscape behind them, beautiful. I love it.
It was terrifying that we could have been killed and eaten by a fallen god. How is that even possible, you know? I feel like I'm in over my head here.
It's just lucky that Ilron and Varys were there. Because otherwise, I don't want to think about it.
You've barely had a chance to get to know me. Oh, that would have been a travesty. You would have died a virgin.
You really can't be serious for more than 2 sentences, can you?
Well, I can't be too boring, can I? I'd be all alone if I didn't know how to make things fun.
What?
I think that's enough about me. I'm more interested in you. You're still something of a mystery to me.
At this point, Rean is a mystery to himself. We don't know what the heck is happening. Do we? Unless you're hiding something, Rean. What are you hiding from us?
You're involved with things like gods and demons. You grew up in a mythical, hidden town. Everything about you captivates me. So, I want to know what it was like being brought up in Aurelia Cavella. Was it like a cult or something?
On top of that, like, Rean doesn't have like a normal upbringing because he's an orphan. On top of that, so it's a whole thing. He's not normal.
Growing up there, it seemed pretty normal to me. I grew up in a small orphanage, and in the last few years, I helped with caring for the younger kids.
Did you go to school?
There were a few, but I didn't go to one.
What about the speaker? What's he like?
That's a little hard to answer.
Oh, he was the one that kicked you out, right? Sorry.
No, it's fine. He's, our leader. We all trust him. He speaks of the gods and protects us.
You don't sound too sure.
My faith is wavering a little. I want to believe, I really do, but...
Sounds difficult. You must be happy to be out of there.
I feel... well... I'm conflicted. Aurelia Cavella means the world to me. And of course staying there would have been easier, but... then I wouldn't have met any of you.
Aww.
Or traveled to all of these places. I want to go back and tell everyone, but now isn't the time. I had to get answers before anything else. And now that Ilron and Barris are with us, and we have Nox to deal with, I have even more to do. Oh, speaking of those two, what do you think about them?
Ilron's a crafty fox, and he's really smart, so I don't particularly like him. Being involved with someone like him probably isn't good news. Although,
He did save our lives.
he's pretty hot, right? His arms are gorgeous, and that chest.
Yes. I do understand. Even though he's really... it's just like conflicted feelings about Elron. He's very pretty. Pretty hot. I can't... That doesn't apply for me. He's very pretty. And I really want to know more about him. Rean.
What about Varys? What did you think about his story?
I feel lost. Before now, I held no belief in gods or demons. Even now, I find it hard to accept. He just seems like a normal person. For once, I feel like the only regular guy here, which is a first. I don't know if you realize it or not, but I usually stand out. It's confusing. Like, what have I gotten myself into now? This is the kind of stuff Ether warned me about. Honestly, when I met you, I never expected anything like this. You really are fun, you know that? Even with all the weird shit going on, at least it hasn't been boring.
You didn't believe in them?
Nope, never. But I'm not against believing. It's just not something that's ever crossed my mind.
With a yawn, Cyne stretched out his arms sleepily.
I think it's my bedtime. Will you be okay by yourself?
Of course. Get some rest and we can talk more tomorrow.
If you miss me too much, you can come and wake me.
I'll keep that in mind. Good night, Cyne.
He got up and turned to leave.
Whoa!
Whoa.
My apologies. Are you all right?
I'm fine. Good night.
I think I might have startled him. It's nearly my turn to take over, so I thought I'd join you for a while. Would you walk with me?
Sure.
I'd love to.
Okay. My timer's about to go off, so we'll stop here, everyone. For next part, we're gonna talk to Varys. I'm very excited to talk to Varys. And, if you are interested in playing this game yourself, links are in the description, as always. I'll see you next time, everyone. Bye-bye.